Okay, it looks like I am live. Let's see if anyone's going to join me. Says someone's on. I got a book. Check it out. This came in from Amazon. I actually kind of forgot that I had pre-ordered it. And I'm going to crack it open, but I'm going to wait and do it with some people. Because, that's how I like to do things now, apparently. I can't tell if people can hear me. I guess I can. Oh, yeah, sounds like people can hear me. Obviously, I don't have my normal recording setup. Going off the headset mic, since all my other audio gear is at Nate's while we're recording some Assassin's Creed. Let me walk off real quick. Double check something over here. Make sure I can hear it from a client. Hey, Tank Cutter, what's up? So, Tank Hunter, I got this book, and I'm taking a break from sleeving up my cards, because that's driving me insane. And I figured I'd just open it up and we'd start looking at it together. Let's see if we can... Ooh. Ooh, much better. Much better. Yeah. So this is the Transformers A Visual History. I think it was released without a ton of fanfare. Unfortunately, my copy, the box that it's in, is a little damaged, but let's go ahead and open her up. So we've got Age of Extinction Prime and Megatron heads on top, which is maybe a bit of a disappointment, because I don't know why the Bayverse aesthetic would be the forefront. But yeah, look at this thing. This is like a big coffee table Transformers book. There was something else in here. Let's see what else was in here. Oh. Am I still... Oh, God. Things are falling apart fast. I hope I'm still alive. I can't actually tell. I clicked a thing on my keyboard by accident. And if you're typing, I can't tell. Well, shoot. Live control room. Okay, we're hopping back in. Okay, it seems like it's still going. Okay, I think I'm still live. Dumb. Okay. So let's take a look and see what's in here. Some Siege art, which actually looks really nice. I guess it's some classic bits of art. We've got the Are All Dead on like some really nice stock. Hey, Super Mr. KH. That one looks awesome. Ooh. Movie poster. I dig that. And this one's surprising. We've got the Fall of Cybertron poster, which, I mean, it is super distinctive and visually amazing. You've got, Bumblebee, Optimus, Grimlock, and then the FOC Metroplex, which looks awesome. But I'm just surprised they included that. And then I actually love this. The movie little poster that they gave us is Bumblebee from Bumblebee instead of any of the other Bayverse stuff, which is the only one that I'd care about. So I know I'm sure there's some disappointed guys, but I am perfectly happy with that little tidbit. Okay, let's take a look at the actual book. So, we saw the cover. Let's go ahead and do a little story time. Some sort of nebula. That looks like... Is that the Pillars of Creation? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? The Pillars of Creation are no, that's not the Pillars. Because there would be three main ones extending out here. But it's like a famous nebula. Moving forward. Got our Autobot and Decepticon insignia, Transformers of Visual History. And this is kind of cool. I'm assuming this is a scan of the original logo. Like, sorry if I keep bumping the mic. This is actually proven a little harder to hold up than I thought. Like, I wonder if this was their original lettering and font that when they were trying to figure out what the logo was going to look like. That's awesome. Alright. We've got great box art. This is, I'm pretty sure, the box art that was on the G1 style. Hunter, you can confirm this. Is this the box art that was on the back of your Soundwave versus Blaster box? There's a forward, introduction, and then it dives into all sorts of categories. Oh, it's on this side. So we've got packaging, comics, animation, video games, movies. Like, that's really neat. It's more than, like, I wasn't sure what this was going to end up being. Oh, okay. So we start out, we've got this gorgeous Solus Prime. This was when they did the aligned continuity, and Solus Prime was part of the 13 in their unified mythology. And I love her art style. I would love a toy, like if a third party did the 13 Primes. I think that would be awesome. So then we've got a cool forward by Ken Christensen. Next, we've got lovely Transformers Cybertron. I guess it's Primus / Cybertron. Transformers Cybertron Primus line art. That is gorgeous. It looks kind of like he's done in the Dreamwave style. What do you guys think? Is he a little poofy? A little on the poofy side? Then we've got an inch. So we had a forward. What's the difference? So we've got a forward here, if I can say that word, and then an introduction here. To me, I don't know what the distinction is. Then we've got big Transformers Siege art for the packaging. That's awesome. Like that. This is what I wanted. I'm sure you guys might know from previous videos. I'm gonna do something real quick. Like the cards, the card art that we get. Actually, let me. Like, this card art is awesome, and I wanted this in a book, and I'm hoping that's what this book is going to end up being. Or if, you know, the guys who make Transformers, the trading card game, are watching this, if you take this and put it in here, people will spend $100, $150 to get it in a nice, big coffee table artwork form, because this stuff is just gorgeous. Where is my... I don't see it. That's okay. We're going to come in here. Give me just a second. Let me put this up while I make a slight adjustment. Okay. So. Oh, nice. Yeah, Wave 2 Skywarp. That's Tank Hunter. I don't know if you've seen my Skywarp deck. But Wave 2 and Wave 3 Skywarp have a lot of synergy with each other. I actually hope one day in the future we'll get another 6-star Skywarp, because Wave 1 Skywarp kind of sucks, and I love an all Skywarp deck. Here is G1 Optimus and Bumblebee. Oh, that's quite the jump, but I guess that's what they're going for, right? You see like the G1 style, and then here's the Bayverse style, and here's like how they change over the years. Here, ooh. Yeah, the Jank Lab, I don't know anyone else that uses Wave 2 Skywarp. Although, to be fair, my Skywarp deck is different than yours in the sense that mine is not very good. Yeah, look at that. Like, and I'll be honest with you guys, I don't think this is a surprise. I don't love the G1 art. I don't I'm not a huge G1 guy. Like that box art, that like okay, look at the perspective here. Like what is going on? What is going on with Starscream's legs here? That is like it's kind of angling towards the camera, but there's no rotation at his thigh to match that. That's bad. That's bad. It's bad in an adorable way. Tankard, I could see that. So barricade burying cards underneath him, and then tank. Do you mean wave 1 or wave 3 or wave 2 Skywarp? Here we've got Tripticon. Oh, well, that's interesting. So what is the difference between? Oh, so this is okay. So U.S. So this is what Tripticon looked like, I guess, in the U.S., and then this is Japanese Tripticon. And then the opposite down here, Japanese Defensor, U.S. Defensor. So that's kind of cool. I think I like both American versions. I don't know about you guys. Oh, I know Lazarus, Janklab, I know Lazarus got a Wave 4 update. I'm looking forward to seeing more of that. Alright. We've got Hot Rod, Ultra Magnus, Predaking. Beautiful stuff. We've got some of the more minor guys, the Monster Bots, Nightbeat, Scorponok. I'm sure someone's mad that I called Scorponok one of the minor guys. But at least I mentioned him instead of absolutely blanking on Six Gun's name. Ooh, this is awesome. Not that one. This one. I gotta remember where my camera is. So here is like the Pretender Bludgeon art, which I think looks terrific. That looks awesome. That makes me really, really happy. Oh, that's true. That's true. Wave 2 Skywarp would work better. And then here we've got like the Autobot Pretenders, which I always thought looked kind of lame. I don't like that they turn into humans, like 40-foot tall people in armor. I think skeletons and octopus faces take me way back way more than... I don't even know what this is. Countdown? It looks... Anyone want to tell me, is this like a Micromaster thing? I have no idea. It's kind of cool. I like the spaceship thing. This looks like Optimus's trailer, like that repair bay. But I got no idea who Countdown is. And then we got Ultra Pretenders, which I'll admit I am very unfamiliar with. Ultra Pretenders, are they the Pretenders that could still transform? I think that's what we're seeing here. Like they were Pretenders that could integrate with vehicles that could transform. And then over here, is this Action Masters? I'm pretty sure this is Action Masters. Let's see what that says. I can't read it on my own camera. Yep, Action Masters. I could tell because Devastator looks so svelte and sexy. Look at that Devastator. When he doesn't have to transform or break up into a bunch of vehicles, he's got quite the silhouette on him. Micromaster Spaceship playset. Oh, that's interesting. This guy. This guy's the Micromaster Spaceships. Where did these go? We better be getting these in Earthrise. Like, they showed us, what was it, Ironworks in Earthrise? These guys should be an Earthrise. This looks awesome. Oh, someone sent me a something. Oh. Alright. What else we got here? Oh, Black Zerakin Overlord. I keep mixing up my lefts and my rights. And then Metal Hawk, which Metal Hawk I don't even associate as a pretender anymore. The IDW Metal Hawk has totally overwritten Metal Hawk to me. Hey, how's the toy raffle prize allocation going? I've got everything sorted. I have shipped out the first half of the toy prizes. I've got actually I can pull. Let me Super Mr. KH. Let me pull up my Google sheet. I think I still owe some people some emails, which I'm gonna go ahead and send today. Actually, oh, Super Mr. KH, if you are who I think you are, you won some Jetfires. But yeah, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to ship out. Oh, you won some Jetfires and some Beast Hunter stuff. So, if you are who I think you are, I have packed up the Supreme Starscream, Tidal Wave, Astrotrain, Cyclonus. I basically, Super Mr. Cage, I packed up everyone's prizes except for the person that I think you are. Because I did not have a box the appropriate size. I either have a box that's way too big or a box that's way too small. So, tomorrow when I get a chance, I'm going to get a bigger box. And then I'll have everything packed up and shipped out by this weekend. Alright. Then we've got the biggest battle scene, which, look at that. This is the type of G1 art that I like. The ridiculous, like, Grimlocks flying for no reason. Everyone's punching everyone. There's no sense of continuity within the frame. Like, you have, right, the Constructicons are up here, but Devastator is also right here. Like, I love that. Like, just the lunacy. The same with the Dinobots. The Dinobots are back here in robot mode and here in Dino mode. Like, this is just insane. Oh, you're Super Mr. Cage. You're the last person on the list. Then let me look. I thought I was being clever with the letters in your name. Alternators Jazz. You've got Alternators Jazz. And he is packed up and ready to ship out. I just gotta buy a label for him. Yeah. Okay, so then... Oh, we're getting into some Japanese stuff. Deathsaurus, which I have the third party, is it Mastermind Creations is doing a Deathsaurus? I've had that guy pre-ordered for like a year and a half, and I don't know why he hasn't like come in yet. I see other people on the internet with Deathsauruses, that I think is the same thing that I ordered. I don't know why my order never got fulfilled. And then we've got Lio Kaiser, which I do have the TFC Lio Kaiser. Pretty happy with that toy. And then Star Convoy, which Star Convoy is another one that I am really excited to own. I've got a version of him. The Takara Tomy Mall version of him should be coming out soon. Oh yeah, no problem. I think actually, speaking of the prizes, I think next year I'm going to do something different. I want less prizes, so I pay less shipping, but I'll probably try and bump the individual value of the prizes more. Because because I think, like, instead of doing 20 prizes, if I just do 10 but make them pretty nice, I think that would, hopefully that would still work. Let me know if you guys think that would work at all. Oh, okay. G2 stuff. Look at that G2 Megatron. Like, I have Masterpiece MP36 Megatron, but I would absolutely buy a Masterpiece G2 Megatron. I want one so very, very badly. This was my original, my first Transformers toy that I owned. I'm pretty sure this was, oh god, can I hold the book? There we go. I'm pretty sure this was my very first Transformers toy. It was big, it was chunky, it was menacing, I love it. And then we've got is that Machine Wars? Or, no, that's G2 Starscream. I'll admit I don't know much of what G2 Starscream looks like. He looks like G1 Starscream with black instead of blue. That's fine. And then we've got, I'm pretty sure I owned a couple of these guys that had the maybe it was a yellow one that had the spinning top propeller piece that came out. That seems really neat. Oh, the Genklap. The what was he called? Archforce Megatron. The he was. Are you talking about? He was like this, but he was purple with black spots and maybe like some blue in his helmet. And he wasn't he more articulated? I think he like the smaller version was a little more articulated, if I am remembering correctly. Yeah, that guy was awesome. That guy was really awesome. I have the let me well, I don't know if there's a good way for me to pull that up. I have the not the actual Archforce Megatron, but the ooh, my phone. Let me turn that on silent. The Titans Return remake of Archforce Megatron, which I really really love that deco. That I think that's a great like Megatron getting so many colors makes me really happy because that means I can get a bunch of Megatrons and they all look visually distinct. Yes, the air pump and the launcher missiles. Yes, that toy was awesome. I didn't own it, but I really like that toy. Okay, now we're into Beast Wars stuff, which we've got. I'm surprised they start out with Transmetal 2 Megatron, but they do. And then I keep wanting to call him Aqua Batman. Depth Charge. Depth Charge here. I should know him. I have him. He's a great toy. That's another one that... Ooh, okay. So Buzz Claw, which is... it's like a heavy, heavy retool of Waspinator, but he turns into a praying mantis, I think. And then Inferno. Predacon Inferno. Look at that angry boy. He just wants to please his queen. Basically, my plan is to just go through the book like this, guys. So hold on to your butts. Okay, Beast Wars was my jam. That's when I was old enough to like request toys from my parents, make semi-informed buying decisions. I watched the cartoon. I didn't know for the longest time that Beast Wars had anything to do with Transformers. I just thought they were awesome transforming mutant robots. So, Dinobot I never owned as a kid. He was the toy I wanted the most. Never got one. Bought one as an adult. I've got the original Beast Wars, the Telemoka, and the Masterpiece one. Optimus Primal, we all know. That's Cheetor, and is that the original Rhinox? What is that? Optimus Primal, Dinobot, Tigatron. Oh, this is Tigertron. I couldn't tell. His knee's kind of blocking it, but you're right. Right here, you can see kind of the tiger silhouette, which is insane. It's that mutant head of his. Like the gimmick of that toy line was that they could do mutant heads. Looks nothing. Nothing like what I'd expect a Maximal to look like, but that's awesome. Uh, ooh, open it up. Uh, is that Black Arachnia? Waspinator. Waspinator. They all have their mutant heads. That's kind of cool. Megatron and Scorponok with his little bee drone. I wonder. So that's interesting. Who here was a Beast Wars kid? Um, do you remember the very, very beginning of Beast Wars? Like, there was this cartoon, right, that had all these characters in the CGI art style. But before that, there was, I think, a single comic. It came out, and at that time, Beast Wars didn't take place on ancient Earth. It took place on modern Earth. And Optimus Primal wasn't this guy. His name was just Optimus Prime, and he turned into a bat. And Megatron was the original Megatron too, and he turned into a crocodile. And like, Beast Wars could have been very, very different from what we got. And I've always been curious about that. I would have loved to see like IDW do. I don't even remember what this guy's name is. Spitor. I don't remember him from Beast Wars. I remember him from Car Robots. Um, Armada. Okay, Tank Hunter. You're a little younger than me. That's okay. Oh, well, you just mentioned Armada. Does this boy look familiar? Look at that line art. That's awesome. He's getting a new toy too. He got teased. We saw like a really brief model. Um, uh, that at like a Japanese toy show. But yeah, look at that Armada Optimus Prime. Someone was just asking about him on Reddit today. Like, hey, we saw that model like a year ago and we haven't seen anything about it. And then the minicons. Hey, Super Mr. KH. Yes! Okay. You know what? I'm going to take a super quick second. We're going to turn on... if I turn off the video capture device, can you see? Oh, yeah, you can. Okay. So... Beast Wars. No, that's not what I want. Okay, so the original, very original Beast Wars. Optimus Primal versus Megatron. Okay, here's what I'm... Yeah, this is the original Optimus Primal. And then the original Megatron looked like... this guy. Yeah, like that I had that set. I thought that they were little guys, they were basic toys, but that was a really, really cool thing. I wonder if they comics? Here. Oh, yes. Okay. I know I'm like deviating from the book. I'll get back to the book in just a second. But yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This is like this was the first Beast Wars media. Here we've got Cheetor, we've got Razorback, Tarantulas, Waspinator, Optimus Primal, and Megatron. And this was like a modern day take. I would love for someone to like IDW to take this concept and just turn it into a new book. I think that'd be awesome. All right. Getting back to what we were talking about. Oh, Tank Hunter, nice. Armada Megatron is that is a really cool toy. I don't own one myself. There's been one tempting me on the shelves of my local toy store that I want to pick up eventually. So here we've got minicons. Here we've got minicons, and then here we've got Cyclonus. These three to me are definitely right. Cyclonus, Demolisher, and Jetfire. Is that Jetfire? Yeah. I would love to get Generations version of those characters. Helicopter Cyclonus. Demolisher absolutely needs a Generations version. I can't believe he hasn't gotten one yet. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, this is so this is Energon, right? Energon, and they're showing off their Power Links abilities. So everyone's art was cut in half because they could transform into this upper torso piece or the lower piece. So to show it off, you could like mix and match the art on any of them, which I think is pretty neat. Hotshot, of course, doing what Hotshot always does. Yeah, Super Mr. KH. Yes, that comic book, it was a set. You got both toys and the comic book together. I don't think there was like an independent comic book, but like that was the very first introduction of Beast Wars we got. And then Energon, Optimus Prime, and is that Megatron or Galvatron? Megatron. Megatron's green, and then Galvatron gets white and purple. I like this guy too. Always. There it is. Energon Megatron is a great toy design that I never owned, but I would love a masterpiece of. I'll admit I don't care about Energon Megatron. I love Armada Megatrons or Energon Optimus. I love Armada Optimus's design, but Energon Megatron, like he turns into that cool ship, that plane thing. That's awesome. Hey Scorp X7, what's up? Yeah, and then we've got these boys, which I do have. The 2-pack of Prowl and what's his name? Barricade. Prowl and Checkpoint. I've got those guys as my Energon, my little dip into Energon. And then RID Galvatron. Oh, Janklab, yes. I never owned that toy, but I remember that cartoon. And he had like Galvatron. I think they made up modes for him. The original Megatron had like 9 modes, and they added an extra 2 or something for Galvatron. Here we've got beautiful art of Cybertron Optimus, which I like that he's red and black. I think that's a really distinct look. That looks really great on him. I hope that the Generations Siege Galaxy Optimus Prime gets this deco eventually. That looks awesome. And then a bunch of Cybertron guys. It seems like they're kind of like done with the Unicron Trilogy and they're just jamming in pictures of stuff. Thunderblast, who, maybe I'm going crazy. This was Armada Tidal Wave, right? Like, for some reason I'm remembering Armada Tidal Wave got destroyed and rebuilt as Thunderblast. That might not be true. Don't take my word on that. And then Unicron in his weird spaceship body. That one's weird. Don't quite understand the perspective there. Oh, and then more toy. I guess since this is all toy packaging, yeah, it is weird that they skipped RID 2001. You'd think they'd at least do Fire Convoy and Car Robots Megatron. But here is the new 10th anniversary Beast Wars guys, this is the Dinobot that I've got of the original Dinobot mold, because they did him in more accurate colors. And yeah, Rhinox now is, looks more like himself. Everyone looks a little more cartoon accurate. Oh, and then we got some animated stuff. And you guys, that was the girl that transformed. Okay, Chris, Thunderblast was her own character. Who am I thinking of? I'm gonna have to do a quick search. Tidal Wave. Tidal Wave died and became someone else, didn't he? Oh, he got rebuilt as Mirage. Not. He turned into a different boat, apparently. We'll share this real quick. So Tidal Wave apparently got rebuilt in the Energon cartoon. After he got blown up, he got upgraded into this body. I just mix my boats up. I don't see boat gender, apparently. Yeah. Then animated happened, and I was not in Transformers really at all for anime. I saw bits and pieces, but I missed most of animated live. Um, Looking back, though, I love the art. I really enjoy the toys. I love the art. Uh, oh, this is criminal. They have. This is all they're doing for animated. Just a 2-page spread of 8 characters. And then it's into Movieverse. And they don't even start with the original Movieverse. This is straight up just Age of Extinction, which I'm gonna flip through. Um, Here's something kind of cool: the Seeker designs. There was a a yes, Lugnut is best boy. I haven't seen Lugnut in Cyberverse, but I'm excited to catch up on Cyberverse. Bumblebee. Oh, that's freaky. Look at that. What the hell is that? That's not how Megatron looks, is it? That doesn't seem right. Extra thick pages. And then, oh, Generations. We're getting into Generations. So here's Generations Optimus and Megatron. Here is this Transformers Collectors Club Astro Train? Let me see. Space Transformers Universe Space Warp. I was not close. Prime. Love the Prime art. This is when I got back into Transformers. So Steve Bloom as Starscream is my baby boy. And big, dumb, angry Megatron who's just really, really hard to kill is still one of my favorite Megatrons. Oh, Scorp, animated is what got you into Transformers? That's awesome. Was there any particular character? Oh, okay, this is cool. So, Fall of Cybertron happened. We got the Fall of Cybertron toy line, which came out with a Bruticus. And they did a San Diego Comic Con, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. They did a San Diego Comic Con Bruticus, and they gave him, like, G2 style art, which really sells the toy, I think. Like, the misshapen features hide how kind of janky this toy was. But yeah, that G2 style Bruticus, I remember everyone wanted, and then they got the toy in hands and they weren't very happy with it. And then Combiner Wars Bruticus came out. I'm going back real quick because Hunter just pointed something out to me. Is this concept art? I don't see anything. You're right. Package art Megatron unused variant. That's what Shark Face is. Weird. Really weird. Too far. Much too far. Then we've got the sketch for Generations Thrilling 30 Metroplex. That line art. Transformers line art just looks so good. I think it's all those straight lines they're able to do. Triptychon, but I don't actually remember this Triptychon art. This wasn't the box art on Triptychon, was it? On Titan's Return Triptychon? That doesn't seem right. Platinum Edition. This was the G1 re-release Platinum Edition Triptychon. Interesting. G2 Bruticus was an Amazon exclusive? Oh, for some reason I thought it was an SDCC exclusive. My memory's failing me in my old age. Aligned Bruticus. You are absolutely right. Amazon exclusive. Huh. Alright. Then we've got the Transformers fan club. So we've got, up until very recently, the best punch counterpunch we had for a long time. Shattered Glass Drift, and then Seacons, but I don't know what's special about these Seacons. It just says Piranacon. Piranacon. Just alternate colors was part of the fan club. And then on this side, we've got G2 Hero Megatron, little hero Megatron, Pretender, with his Pretender shell and his little buddy. I have Oil Slick from the Transformers Collectors Club. Oh yes, Robots in Disguise. Once I got back on to Transformers with Prime, I just stayed on, and I love these designs. My biggest complaint about Robots in Disguise 2015 is just they had such great designs that never really got great toys. Like this frog boy over here. He just wants to look for gold on Earth, and he turns into an awesome off-road truck and a crazy frog, and he deserved a good deluxe warrior toy. Springload deserved better than he got. He got done dirty by Hasbro. Combiner Wars. Look at that. I still do have. I'm pretty sure I still have the box art for the Torchbearers. I wish they did more with them in IDW. It felt like, and your opinions on Windblade may vary, but I felt like Windblade got way, like, a ton of support. That she was the fan voted character, the first fan voted character. We picked her features. Hasbro made her design from what we picked, and then she got pushed everywhere. She still is. She's like, this might be controversial, but I think in terms of branding, there's like Optimus and Bumblebee is the top for Autobots, and then right underneath them nowadays is like Grimlock, Wheeljack, well, maybe not even Wheeljack, but Optimus, Bumblebee, and then Grimlock and Windblade. Like that's the big four for the Autobots now, which I am super impressed by. Um, I am really impressed by Hasbro's commitment to Windblade. But the Torchbearers, like they got in the comics and they did some stuff, but they didn't get the same sort of backing. I feel maybe it's because they were all like remolds. Uh, oh yeah, dude, Jank Lab, have a good night. There's a whole Tank Hunter. There's a whole story to that color scheme, something along the lines of it being shown at a toy fair at some point, and then TFC did a full repaint. Oh, interesting, for Piranacon. And then here we've got some art. There we go. Some more Combiner Wars art, which you, if you play the card game at all, you definitely recognize King Starscream. Look at that beautiful plain lord over there. More Combiner Wars art. This is such great art, and this is the biggest reason that I'm happy to get this book. Here's the G2 Bruticus that I have. I got that boy. Here's the Combiner Wars Armada Megatron. I have the G1 version of this mold. Definitely would love another whack at Armada Megatron, because that is a great design. Skylynx. I know people weren't very happy with Skylynx. I think the rumor is that we're going to get another Skylynx in Earthrise. Power Master, so now we're in Titan's Return. Power Master Optimus Prime and Fortress Maximus. This is all, like, now we're getting into art that I'm much more familiar with. RC. Savin, is that, who is that? It's RC, but who's she on top of? Getting somebody to duck down. Chrome Dome. I'm kind of bummed we didn't get RC as a Chrome Dome remold to reference like that. They planned an RC toy that was based off Chrome Dome once. Trouble on, is this Trouble on Cybertron? Siege? This is, yeah, Siege of Cybertron, the box set before Transformers War for Cybertron Siege came out. This was Siege of Cybertron. And the other one was what, like Trouble on Velocitron? Different little boys. And Overlord, he's not a little boy. Yes, Commander. So, Tank Hunter, is Commander Class Skylynx confirmed or just rumored right now? I honestly thought the next Commander Class we'd get would be like a Tidal Wave. But Skylynx is a really good option too. And then Power of the Primes, which I loved Titan's Return. I think as a singular toy line, Titan's Return is what I collected the most of by far. And I was the happiest with their plan for the line. If you go back and watch like my review videos, I gush about the play pattern for Titan's Return. And then Power of the Primes kind of fizzled out because Like, it was a mess of, oh, here's some Combiner Wars stuff, here's some Titans Return stuff, whatever. But still, we got to fill some holes in our collections. I'm not going to complain about that, despite me just complaining about that. And we got Dreadwing, right? We got the big boy, which looks great in art, looks great as a toy, is a fun card to play. More Power of the Prime stuff. I don't actually remember. What is this color scheme? That's not. Is that what Optimus Primal? That wasn't. I thought he got like his Transmetal 2 color scheme in the toy line, and then he came black and white. That looks more like Optimal Optimus. Oh yeah, it says Optimal Optimus unused color scheme. So we got right Primal Prime, but here's Optimal Optimus, and then more Power of the Primes guys over here. I see. Yeah, that listing. So far, the Earthrise rumors have been pretty accurate. So I'm sure we'll get more stuff. Here's another one. I was talking earlier about Robots in Disguise. How RAD 2015 deserved better toys for the great designs they got. Cyberverse, same thing. Shadow Striker. Right here. Shadow Striker. Hasbro, listen to me. Shadow Striker deserves a great deluxe toy. She is an awesome ass-kicking Decepticon. She has a really great design. She's got a really cool background and plot story arc through the first season. She deserves a great toy, and right now she has one bad toy. Not bad, just not for me. Here's Siege stuff. We get some of that great Siege artwork. There's Lord Megatron and Ironhide. More Siege stuff. Hey! Siege Starscream. He looks beautiful. We're going to turn the pages like this for a little while. Omega Supreme. I wonder if what's bigger, this or the Omega Supreme put together by the cards. This is probably bigger. I should bring this with me next time I play Transformers TCG, and when I combine them, just lay this out on the table. Ooh. Satiny. I actually can't tell. This looks like it's design documents. Toy design. Oh, so we're now in the next section. So that was all the packaging art. With this coming out when it did, I'll admit that I was hoping we got a teaser. Like, we see Omega Supreme, and then the last page before we get a toy design is Earthrise stuff, and there's one additional piece of art. Imagine how much people would lose their minds if, like, they flip the page and all of a sudden you see, I don't know, pick someone. Earthrise Sunstreaker. Like, Earthrise Sunstreaker sitting next to Grapple and Earthrise Optimus Prime as packaging art. And then, like, it's like, oh, snap. That'd be awesome. Yeah, so here's some toy design documents, which might be hard for me to show on camera because I'm really tempted to just sit down and read. Oh, this is cool. It's basically the first page of every engineering drawing they have. It's their final drawing releases. It's got the number of sheets, the project number. Sorry, okay. Let me share. That might be hard to make out, but it's just a collection of first pages for their drawing sheets. So we see like an isometric view. This is done by a professional drafter, and this just represents the toy in its final form, and then the other sheets go into the assemblies and the parts counts and the bill of materials. Oh, sticky. Oh, that's it. Oh, that's a bummer. It's 2 pages. It's interesting how some of these look very different from their final design. Like, I think this is supposed to be Fangry. There we go. I think that's supposed to be Fangry, but the initial concept art um, doesn't quite look like what the final version looked like. Still very neat. And then we're into the comics. I'm curious to see what's. So this book is a lot of pages. Here's cartoons. Let's figure out how big the comic section is. Okay, comics to animation, 210 to 117. So 83 pages. There's 93 pages here. How much of this 93 pages do you think DreamWorks, or not DreamWorks, Dreamwave gets? I bet you this chunk is Marvel, this chunk is IDW, and then this teeny tiny sliver is DreamWorks. Oh. Oh, damn, they start out with Dreamwave. There's some Pat Lee art right there. Can you tell? Uh, you can tell because Optimus Prime's wrist looks like it's broken, and the rifle doesn't go in a straight continuous line, and his arm doesn't match the area that his shoulder comes out. Um, and everything's poofed up like a marshmallow. Megatron doesn't look too bad. But yeah, there's some Dreamwave art. And here's some Siege art. It's weird that they went back to back there. I figured they would have started with Marvel and then Siege is the newest comic. Oh, here we get some Marvel covers. There's the famous one, right? Giant 5,000 foot tall Optimus Prime. Uh, Here's some other famous ones. Optimus Prime versus Megatron. Megatron versus Shockwave. Optimus Prime versus the Seekers. That classic Silver Age comic panels. Look at Shockwave marching through his bunch of dead Autobots all hanging up like that. Spoilers, by the way, for anyone who hasn't read the Dreamwave comics yet. There it is. I have my Shockwave pose like this, absolutely. My masterpiece Shockwave, that's what he looks like. Because that is the iconic Shockwave stance. He doesn't do anything else. Prowl fighting off some dudes. Some other comics. Stuff I'm less familiar with, just different panels, and I do have all the comics in digital format. They had that like $15 sale for like all the comics or whatever it was. Unicron, which if I remember right, didn't he like he was supposed to the story with Unicron happened simultaneously in the comics and the movie, but some scheduling stuff happened. He technically came out in the comics first, and it didn't match the storyline of the movie. Ultra Magnus versus Galvatron right here. Their big grudge match. Some other guy. Looks like a bad hot rod. It is not a bad hot rod. It doesn't say. Just number 135. Marvel Dinobots. Oh. That's pretty sweet. I dig that a lot. Oh, this is kind of cool. A version of like the Unicron story I'm pretty unfamiliar with. Look at that Unicron compared to... That looks a little more anime, right? Like this looks more super robot-y. This is poster art. Oh no, this is Marvel UK. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. Prime Target. G2 Marvel stuff. Now here, the famous page or cover that I remember is the one where Optimus Prime is like, "How could you trust Starscream after all the times he's betrayed you and done all this really dumb shit and he's been such a dick?" And Megatron's like, "How could I trust Starscream? 'Cause I'm an idiot, that's why." It just tickles my funny bone. Then we've got Regeneration 1, which was um, Furman coming back and finishing out his original Marvel Comics run, which I think people had issues with kind of the pacing of his story. But overall, I think I liked Regeneration 1. Especially, I loved the ending. That was a ton of fun. We've got Dinobots, we've got Hot Rod, Cup. Oh, okay. Studio Ox. Now, I never quite understood what Studio Ox did with Transformers. I know they did these cool stills, but like, were they working on the cartoons or something? Why is Studio Ox tied into Transformers so much? Um, they did some really famous art pieces, like the one where the combiners are all like taking off each other's limbs and kind of trading them amongst each other. That's the Studio Ox piece that I remember the most. Um, but I don't know why. Why did they do this? Like, what was this for? Was this a comic? Did they do their own comic that I just have never read? I love their art style. Mastermind Creations is doing like Studio Ox um, masterpiece figures that are imitating the style of Studio Ox versus like Sunbow Studios or anything, which I think is really awesome. Duh. Let me send something real quick. Done. Yeah, Chris, the G2 comics are really great. So we're on page 150. So what did we say? 117. So about a little more than a third was Marvel and G1 stuff. And now we get to Dreamwave. And I like that they open strong because Dreamwave's best fiction was The War Within. Uh, I love the Pat Lee art style here worked, I think, where it didn't work in the more G1 stuff. Um, we've got some covers. Transformers Armada, which I heard these books were pretty good too. I don't remember them anymore, but I've heard they were good. And then we've got a sassy, sexy RC right here. This one I remember. This panel has, in my brain, has overwritten my view of Predaking. This right here is what makes me. I love the MMC Predaking because they basically made this Predaking, and no matter what I think of Devastator as the biggest transformer, as the biggest combiner because of that Dreamwave panel where he comes out of the ocean. But Predaking I think of as the strongest combiner. He can wreck two combiners at once without much trouble. Yeah, and then here we've got like there's the Pat Lee art style. Uh, Especially down here, I think this is the one where like his view of perspective is a little off. Those shoulders are absolutely massive. It's like I'd have to like have big shoulders and they'd have to stick out in front of me to get that pose. Just weird. But this is some cool stuff. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that makes me happy. And then we've got like the IDW. This is IDW. I wanted to make sure that I said that before this panel I remember. I have that IDW Starscream too. I forget which third-party company made the F-22 Starscream, but that's a really good toy and a really good design. And then we get into infiltration and escalation and the first phase 1 of the IDW 1.0 verse. Terrifying Scorponok's head. You know what they didn't include in here? I'm surprised. The big Dreamwave splash panel of White Ultra Magnus, where he when his Ultra Magnus armor falls off and you just see it's White Optimus Prime. I'm surprised that one wasn't included in here. I guess the really big obvious ones they didn't bother including. The All Hail Megatron covers. We've got All Hail Megatron again. Last Stand of the Wreckers. Megatron Origins. They're kind of iconic cover pieces. Spotlight. Thundercracker. Which, who knew that Thundercracker would be so amazing in IDW? What are the odds of that? Line art. That's cool. Kind of shows how the sketch goes into the inked line art. Oh. Transformers number 26. Decepticon. When Megatron decided that he had enough of weird non-Transformer stuff, when all the Decepticons combined together to be one giant monster, and Megatron was just like, nah, screw you, man. Wave 2 art. Optimus Prime. I forget which Citybot that was, but the idea of an Eagle Citybot is really, really awesome. Autobot Megatron. The Torchbearers again. Just more good stuff. Spoilers, I guess, if this is if you want to read the comics and you haven't yet, don't, this is a bit spoilery. Don't pay attention to that Shockwave panel. Hey, there's my girl. There's Windblade. Looking as classy as ever. Although, this is not, I mean, that's the introductory Windblade art, but the best Windblade art is from Till All Are One. Here we've got some Lost Light covers and jazz. Oh, look at that Unicron design. That is really awesome. I mean, Unicron in IDW was very different from G1 Unicron, but still awesome. We've got the Combaticons over here, and El Presidente Starscream. El Presidente Starscream looking mighty fine, mighty terrific. Really I loved President Starscream's storyline. More crazy Lost Light covers. Not just Lost Light, all sorts of stuff. Oh, this is all Unicron stuff. And then here's their non-main universe stuff. We've got over here, we've got Transformers Prime, Transformers Robots in Disguise, Beast Wars, IDW Beast Wars stuff. Oh yeah. What a great splash page. Just terrific. And now we're getting into some movie stuff, which honestly I might skip over. I didn't get any. Oh, nope, never mind. Ha! They spent about as much time on the movie stuff as I did. Alright, fan club time. Which we've got some interesting stuff. The Coming Storm reunification, like when they were really getting up their own butt about how to make all the continuities tie into each other as different parallel universes. Animated. Kind of a weird order. I guess it's when stuff started. Oh, okay. This is funny to me. The Covenant of Primus is an art book. I have that art book. They're like, hey, remember when we put art into that art book? Check it out in this art book. It's cheeky. I'll say that much. But it's good art. Look at Megatron. That might be Megatronus. Look at Megatronus. Megatronus was so awesome, and then RID 2015 Megatronus was lame. Oh, aligned. Aligned, you had my heart. So good. Look at this aligned Prowl. This, like, Fall of Cybertron ass Prowl over here. Let me get that in frame. This is what a War for Cybertron Siege Prowl should have looked like. Not a bar of soap with wheels. Get some red in there. Get some contrast. Get some colors. Oh, okay. So now we're into the Omage section of the book. Homaging stuff. I think it's all just like covers that referenced other things, which is a little less interesting to me. But I'll go through, like, yeah, here's like the Killing Joke. That'll be a fun game. I'll see if I can pick out how much stuff I can pick out from here. Hey, I feel like that's Predaking just referencing its own art. And, oh, that was nice and short. Now we're on to animation. Which I am curious. Oh, there's a big little reading section. Which I am going to skip for now. We're going to start with the G1 cartoon. With a poster for the G1 cartoon that doesn't look very much like the G1 cartoon art. Oh, but we got some cool concept stuff. Teletran 1, Cybertron. That's beautiful. The Ark. What is that? Mount St. Helen? Yeah, that is. That's some good stuff. Character models? Are these Floro Dery character models? Orion Pax over here. Look at... Why didn't Optimus Prime look like this in Siege? Like, give him some... Be alien. If you're gonna be on Cybertron, be more alien. Cool, cool. That's super interesting. Just some more line art. Movie art. Homaging Star Wars stuff. Let me flip this way. Let me go back so I've got everything on camera. I shouldn't skip. We saw that. Saw that. Here's the line art. Here's more line art and some Omage stuff on the right side of the screen. More line art from the movie. Character models. More art. Now we're back where we were. There we go. Beast Wars. Hey now. That's some that's some 90s ass 90s CGI, isn't it? Oh, look at the team. That makes me happy. That's right in the nostalgia button. Like certain things, it's very stylish and I like it, but certain things have not aged entirely well. That's what happens though. CGI, Beast Wars still holds up as a show, but its art definitely didn't age as well as it could have. Waspinator looks pretty good though. Yeah. Still waiting on who is. Oh, that was Beast or Trans Metal Black Arachnia. At first, I didn't recognize that pose. Okay. I don't know who all is still with me, but how did you guys feel about Beast Machines? I I loved Beast Machines. I totally bought into the whole Rhinox is now a dick and evil thing, and I loved the melodrama of it all. I loved the like let's make everything very ugly and exaggerated and I don't know. I know I'm definitely in the minority here, but I love Beast Machines. Obsidian and Striker are still my fave generals. Yeah. It, yeah, this is Silver Bolt and Black Arachnia, power couple of the year. Every year. I don't remember him being that tall. I always thought she was like freakishly tall. Yeah. Ooh, and now we're getting into some Japanese stuff, which I'm surprised we didn't. Weren't there manga? Like, we didn't get any of that art. Here is where we get into some robots in disguise goodness, I think. So we've got some Beast Wars 2, Beast Wars Neo stuff. Look at, what the hell is this thing? Look at that thing. Oh, that's that Beast Wars Neo combiner, isn't it? But here, car robots. For some reason, it's only in the Japanese only section. Don't know why it's over here. We got car robots in America. It's no more Japanese only than the Unicron Trilogy is Japanese only. Speaking of Unicron Trilogy, here is my boy Starscream and my other boy Demolisher. They look really, really good. Ah, animated art, Dinobot Island, Metroplex. I don't even know what that last one is. Space. Oh, that's the space bridge. The big animated poster. Shockwave, Prime stuff. More Prime. There's new Dark Mount or whatever it's called. Megatron. Prime Megatron was handsome, I'll give him that. Prime Soundwave. My favorite Soundwave. Just silent and just such an ass kicker. Yes. Oh. Yeah, this... I am very happy I got this book. Hey, there's even some rescue bots here. Speaking of shows that need good toys, Boulder is too good to not have a Generations toy. Boulder needs a Generations toy. And Robots in Disguise. Oh. I love that they included this. If you can't tell, that's Grimlock, like, in a suit to make him look like a construction vehicle. He did, there was an episode where he did Demolition Derby stuff. I don't know why Thunderhoof is eating a pizza. That's a really giant pizza. Robots don't need to eat. Filch. More of the Decepticons, the animal-like Decepticons. Really great design decision by the team. And here's Cyberverse exteriors and art. Look at that. That looks awesome. Oh. More Cyberverse art. This is something that is interesting to me, that Thundercracker is not a Starscream repaint. He's got his own alt mode. Like, there's that other standard Seeker body. Machinima stuff, even in, like, on a page, motionless, the art still doesn't look great. I take it back. This page looks great. This page looks good. This page looks awesome. That page looks real good. But that's not what the show looked like. No, sir, it is not. This is what the show looked like. Wah wah. Man. Don't care about Titan's Return. Don't care about Power of the Primes. Really don't care about Power of the Primes. Mistress of the Flame. Don't care about you. Crossovers. I think at crossovers is where I'm going to end it for tonight. I might do another stream picking the rest of this up, but I think it's like... It's almost 10. So, easy recommendation. Pick up the art book. It's gorgeous. It is super, super good. I'm disappointed that this isn't Prime, Optimus, and Megatron, but don't let that stop you from picking up the book. Just beautiful. Thanks for hanging out with me, everyone. Have a good night.